Welcome back to the Buds in the Box podcast. The Leafs lose 4-3 against the Montreal Canadiens in overtime in game 5 in round 1. And I mean, my first initial thoughts, the Leafs didn't play bad other than really the first period, and that's what kind of screwed them over for the entire game. And then, of course, the overtime goal by Suzuki, just a bad play by Galchenyuk, Bogosian pinches, and leads to a 2-0. You can't let that happen, but hey, obviously it's going to happen sometimes. They're allowed to mess up. No excuses. We just pick ourselves up. We go to the next game and we win in Montreal with fans. What do you guys think about the game?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a good game. In terms of for the Toronto Maple Leafs in that third period, and then for the Habs, I guess the start of the game, that's what really killed the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game was that slow start. The never have we seen so far, even with game one and the Tavares injury and everything, the Habs double our shots. Shots were 12-6. The shots were then 16-8. Stuff like they were just keeping momentum with us and keeping up to us in terms of, and in that column, that's normally a column that the Toronto Maple Leafs dominate, and that's what gets them to victory, and that's what's just outshooting the opponent and including Price versus Campbell kind of thing. That's what you're gonna have to do to win a game. So, and then we lose that quick that quick tie. We're down 2-0, and that sets the pace for the rest of the game.
Belly?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you'd said. Normally the Leafs are going to be all over in the offensive department. That just wasn't the case today. So, it is what it is. You can't win every single game, right? I mean, I think 3 straight was the best case scenario after losing game 1. Obviously, would have liked for it to be 4, but I think that today's game was an affordable game to lose. If any game were to be lost, I think today's is the best out of the next 2, out of the last 3 games here. So and once again, I'm at the cottage, so if I lag or I'm cutting in and out, that's why. There's not a lot of service out here. So
Perfect example
anyway.
right there. Yeah, and even though Felly's going to be at the cottage, we are actually all going to a cottage very soon. So we're going to have some high quality content. We're all going to be together. So guys, stay tuned for that. Our first podcast where we will all be together, fully edited, all that stuff will be on Sunday morning after the Leafs game, after they play. So guys, you look forward to that. Some high quality content coming your way, of course. And always, as you know, we are sponsored by Manscaped. Dude showed his shirt there. And we actually have a code for that. They're the best men's grooming company. And if you use code BUDS20 in all caps at checkout, you will get 20% off and free shipping. So make sure you guys go to manscaped.com and check out their products. Perfect. So the first period, there was 2 goals. The Leafs were just breaking down defensively. I mean, there's not even a way to put it. Just turnovers after turnovers. Hall was one of the culprits. Muzzin, Bogosian, those guys were having trouble in the first because the Montreal Canadiens did not want to get eliminated, especially in that first period. You could really tell they were stepping it up, and the Leafs just couldn't respond. 2 goals by Armia in the first. The one was just a turnover. He's right in the slot. Bogosian was in no man's land, and he gets a clean shot in the slot and goes in on Campbell. The second goal, I don't remember exactly who turned it over. I think it was Hall here. And just a loose puck in front of the net, a scramble. It actually hits off, or Armia pokes it, hits off Justin Hall's stick and goes in the back of the net while Campbell's down. He made the initial first save, but that's how things go. What do you guys think about that first period and those 2 goals?
To be completely honest, that's everybody's fault. The first goal was everybody on the ice's fault. There's nothing about it. Uh, Perry absolutely slams Sandin into the boards, giveaway, and then it's a 2-on-1 right below the hash marks, and Bogosian takes the pass. What you're supposed to do as a defenseman, and Campbell lets in the shot. He's a little deep. You got to put that one on Campbell, but that's a quick developing play that wouldn't have happened if Sandin just kind of chipped it out. So you know what, you just put that one on everyone and regroup, and we clearly didn't. So you go into that second goal. Hall literally scores on his own net. There's no way to put it. That was a point shot. Great save by Campbell. And then from there, the rebound goes right out to Hall. And Armia just pushes Hall right into Campbell and a little snipe from Hall there into his own net.
Belly?
Yeah, I mean, that first goal, not to put blame on anyone, but Campbell obviously is allowed to make mistakes. Should have had that one. Not a big deal at the end of the day. Who really cares? One goal is not the end of the world. The second one, Hole really did put it into his own net. Yeah, it's kind of upsetting. And these are just unfortunate things that obviously aren't going to happen every game. Listen, if we know that those unfortunate things aren't going to happen, like Montreal. Once again, sorry if I'm cutting out. I switched spots here because it was pretty bad connection over where I was. I think it's better now, but on the second goal there, Hull literally just put it into his own net. That type of stuff isn't going to happen all the time, right? So you can't count on those goals going in for the Habs, and the Habs are really not going to score 3 goals against the Leafs every game. I think we know that. So going into the next few games, like the Habs can't count on scoring 3 goals. They're going to want defensive games. The Leafs are going to outscore them. There's no question there. So it's just whether or not the big guns show up. Matthews and Marner have been really quiet. We've been depending on Nylander, and he's a big gun, but Galchenyuk a lot, Kerfoot a lot. These guys can't go game after game to be dependable guys, right? You have to be able to count on Matthews and Marner for 1 goal a game, right? And they just haven't been giving it. Even in the wins, they haven't been giving it. So.
Yeah, for sure. Felly makes a great point there. Like that Kerfoot Galley line and also obviously Nylander is really coming to show. When they had they didn't have a bad shift until the final shift of the game, which really blows. But we'll get to that. But Felly makes a great point there that's a hardworking, and they're proving themselves for sure.
Yeah, I think it was just as simple as the Leafs. They got outworked the first period and a little bit of the start of the second as well. They were outworked. It looked like they didn't even want it. And as Jude said, doubled shots. Like they didn't want it offensively. They were playing horrible defensively. Luckily, though, in the second period, kind of their wake-up call. Cotton Kniemi scores a kind of a weird goal, just a weird bounce. Again, poor defensive breakdown, and it ends up in the back of the net unassisted. That's how 2 goals unassisted here. That's how lucky bounces and just bad defensive breakdowns by the Leafs. The turnaround, though. Zach Hyman, 2 minutes later, scores a goal from Matthews and Marner. This line was very noticeable today, and they did have some chances. I mean, me and Jude were watching the game. Holy shit, Marner had like 15 chances at least, and this guy can't put the puck in the back of the net. But regardless, they finally get this goal. He actually messed up on this one too. He went to take the shot, had basically an open net, and like fanned on the puck, threw it back in front, and Zach Hyman just had enough to hit it home. What do you guys think about those 2 goals, mainly the Hyman one?
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of left Felly to dry there. Felly did watch the game as well. He's not just speaking; he's not
yes.
guessing. He doesn't think Hole just put that into his net randomly. Felly watched the game, and Felly knows. Disclaimer. But to get into that one, Marner is, to say the least, looking nervous. There's nothing else to it. He fans on the puck 3 times against Caden Primo. He made it look like Primo was an OHL backup when he did it to him, and then in the playoffs against Price, he fumbles it, and then he's in the corner with Matthews, and he throws it at the net, and Hyman just kind of like air hockeys it, kind of like over the puck, and that's a perfect goal to get us back in the game and cut the lead by a bit.
Belly?
Yeah, I mean, Hyman's goal was just a much needed goal. I think at that point I was kind of just thinking like, let's not get shut out. It was more of like let's kind of bring some momentum into the next game. And I know it was only like the beginning of the second period, but at the same time, being down 3-0 is not a situation you ever want to be in. So to score a goal is just good. It's like a good way to start climbing back up to potentially tie the game, or it's just a good way to like not get shut out and completely get embarrassed. So that was just a good goal, a good hardworking goal. I don't know what Price was doing, picking his nose in the corner, but um, like I like that he was picking his nose in the corner. That's fine. Like, it's a good hardworking goal. That's Zach Hyman for you, right? Um, I just want to see Matthews and Marner get more than a second and first assist, like on a scrambly goal like that. I want to see them do a nice 2-on-1 one-timer goal, or like a something. They're not looking as special as they did during the season. So, but nonetheless, it was a good goal.
Yeah. Playoffs is definitely a different monster. I think we've repeatedly said that in podcasts leading up to this one. And obviously it is, but the Leafs overcome it. Adversity is the biggest thing in playoffs, regardless of what level of hockey you play, how you overcome adversity. And the Leafs definitely overcame adversity this game, proving once again that they are ready this year. They are ready to go past the first round. They just need to get one more win. 2 goals by Muzzin in the third period. Absolutely unbelievable. Muzzin was on fire today. That first one was I thought it was a power play goal, but I must have been mistaken.
Right after.
Right after, got it. Just a shot from the point that a puck came out to him, and it was assisted by Nylander and Simmons. That line was on fire tonight, and obviously something must have caught to Jake Muzzin. Unfortunately, not to Hall, but Muzzin got that fire, and just a stop shot from the point, screen traffic in front, post and in. Price had zero chance. He just stood there and looked like a bimbo. But then 6 minutes later, another gift for the Leafs. They tie the game. Muzzin from Galchenyuk and Nylander. Nylander with 2 assists this game. Muzzin with 2 goals. Again, that line's on fire. This one was they entered the zone. We played Montreal's game. We got a rush goal, and it was Galchenyuk. That nice little pass to the net, kind of looked like a shot. Muzzin tipped it slightly right through the 5-hole of Carey Price, and me and Jude were going nuts. I bet Felly was too, but of course he's at the cottage, and I know you watched the game. What did you guys think of those?
I mean, that first one, just a piss missile. There's nothing about it. That's
Piss missile.
place. And then that second goal, Gally was looking for anything and everything, and literally there was a hole that big between Price and the puck right through. Absolutely beautiful goal. Sorry, I hit my mic there, but that's just amazing. And Muzzin Selly topped it all off with a little. He did a little bit of that action, and that just that really fired the boys up. I know Felly was fired up for sure.
No, I'm kidding. I wasn't actually delayed. No, I was super hyped. No, it was an awesome goal. I mean, that's exactly what you want. You want it to tie the game. That gives us hope. I mean, going to overtime against the Habs, you have a really good chance to win. It just sucks that it didn't happen. But Muzzin was unbelievable tonight. I love when the defensemen drive the net. When they kick out the puck like that. I love when the DK drive the net. It just creates so much more open space because they take a defender back with them, and it just opens up the ice completely. And right there, it did. So that's just a smart play by Muzzin. And then going into overtime, I mean that's just it's an upsetting play in terms of what Galchenyuk did. And Campbell was actually close to it. If you watch the replay, he actually almost had it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the NHL level, you never make that play. You don't make that play at house league level to throw it across the blue line blind, right? That I mean, you don't pick. That's just asking for it to be picked off, and it turns into a 2-on-0, usually a breakaway, and then this time even more unlucky, a 2-0. So that sucks, but whatever.
Jude?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, there's I have a lot of voice on this because the post game show Kevin Bieksa was saying that and Rudy agreed with him, which is absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen that happen. A and B on a play like this, Kevin Bieksa says 2 righties. Campbell should know in the back of his mind that he's going to pass it across and he should be cheating there. I don't know if Kevin Bieksa knows that a player recognizes unless Cole Caufield's head was taped to the ground like this. He was looking down. He wasn't. My camera couldn't even focus there because it knew that no NHL player would have their head down on a 2-0 like that. But say Campbell did cheat, that's still literally a 2-0. And the only time that I've seen a 2-0 was messed up was for some reason with Matthews and Marner. And even then, it was too much passing. That was too much passing. This was just a perfect play. That's exactly what you want on a 2-0 is to get a goalie moving. And Kevin Bieksa, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know how a goalie's just supposed to like be uh, a psychic and just hope that he knows that Caufield's gonna pass it back. Because if Caulfield shot that short side, that would have been such a horrible way to go out. So why would he cheat towards Suzuki's side? And you know what? He made a good point though. Is when does Bogosian pinch like that? Even though we know he's Bogo for Norris and everything, we love him. He had a great game again. It's just it sucks that that's the way that we go out because that's not a good pinch for a defensive defenseman like him. And then you leave Galchenyuk kind of for a panic play, and for some reason he just kind of throws it. Like Felly said, that's not a great play at the house league level, not an OT in an NHL playoff game, right? So it's a bad way to go out, but we'll get him next game for sure.
Yeah, the boys.
The-
Go ahead, Felly.
I was gonna say there's absolutely no way you can ever even think about blaming the goalie for that. Ever. Never. You don't blame the goalie for a breakaway. You don't blame the goalie if you know if it's a 2-on-1 or it's a shot from the point. Like you just don't blame the goalie. Like it's a 2-on-0. Like 99 out of 100 times people are gonna score on a 2-on-0. You have the upper advantage, right?
Yeah.
Like there's absolutely no way a goalie should be blamed for getting scored on a 2-0
Yeah.
ever.
Like Felly makes a great point there, and you know what hurts me even more is that Kelly Rudy agreed with Bieksa, and Kelly Rudy, as we know, I'm pretty sure was a Stanley Cup champion goaltender. So why he's agreeing, I don't know. Doesn't put a good look on goalies and on Campbell. For some
Stupid.
people are out to get Campbell. So
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys said. I mean, I couldn't have summarized it better myself. But Leafs fans, if you got to the end here, please, I want you to not panic, right? The Canadiens barely beat us in both the games they won. Barely. And they have to do that 2 more times, right? Yes, they have their fans. Yes, they're doing it at home. Does not matter. Does not matter one bit when we have a team like this. And just to confirm that you should not panic, this is the calmest I've ever seen Felly after a Leafs loss. Regular season and everything. This is the I was expecting to join the Zoom call and he's like, what the fuck? I don't even want to do this fucking podcast. Or something like that. Guys, he is calm. So it literally calmed me down. I know that we should not panic.
Well, the only thing that like I was just thinking is like going into this game, like even down 3-0. Listen, if we just went down 3-2 or got tied 3-3, it would be a lot different from me. This is the type of game that you want to win the series, obviously. That's the main goal. But you can afford to lose it. It's not the end of the world if you do lose it. This is the game to lose if you're going to lose a game when you're up 3-1 in a series, right? So this is the game that you out of the next 2 that you'd rather lose, right? So hopefully, the Leafs pick it up next game and they score some more goals and they win the game. So and then quickly, Leafs did lose. So 1 star. It's just gonna be Jake Muzzin for me. An all-around good game. Obviously, 2 goals can't go unnoticed. So there you go.
Jude, any stars?
You can't go wrong with that pick. That's 2 goals from a defenseman. He was hard hitting, and it really goes down the drain that Hall was his partner for most of that game. So that's one positive that you took out of that pairing tonight.
Yeah. And if I did have to pick a star, I'd have to go with Nylander because he did create so many chances tonight. He got those 2 assists. And I really think that, Nylander is hot right now. He had so many chances tonight as well. And I really hope that he continues it next game. And when you guys see us next, or actually the only good thing that came out of this game was that we actually get to make a podcast all together with a real set. on Saturday night. So, I mean, even though the Leafs lost, there's a positive to look there. And hey, everything happens for a reason. Just got to win the next game and move on. Any last thoughts before we wrap this thing up? Nope. All right. So thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also enter our jersey giveaway. The details are in the description below. Thank you once again, Manscaped, for being our sponsor. Make sure you guys use Buds20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you follow us. This has been the Buds in the Box. Bye for now.